everybody. Okay, so make sure, do a check on what you can hear and what you can't hear. Make sure everybody can hear me all right. It's finally here. I have been trying to get on for days now, and Christmas has completely taken my schedule. Okay, so everybody can hear me. All right, so I'm going to read a few people tonight. I know I have to leave in a little while to go do some festivities and things. However, I'm going to get as many people in as I can. And I just felt like this was something I should probably do since I was supposed to do it Thursday or Friday night. And my children have all had the flu. So um, that has pretty much taken up my last few days. And then holidays, parties, and everything else. So I'm just going to read a few people. And again, I saw some people here that they're new. So, yes, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody. Oh my gosh, Santa Claus comes tonight. I can't wait. I'm so excited. All right. All right. So, you can hear my son's chicken in the background. It is the most annoying bird in the world. Ugh, it's just annoying. All right. Okay, so we have a few new people here. So hello to Luke. He's in England. What's up? That's very cool. Very excited about that. All right, let's see here. All right. And Luke, you're like what? 6 hours ahead of us because it's 6 p.m. here. What? It's like midnight there. Am I right? Maybe I'm off a little bit. That's a chicken, Denise. That's a chicken in the background. All right, so Lori, you're new as well. All right, so let's see. Let me start with a couple new people here. Susan Flanagan, you're new. So for the new people who have never seen one of my videos, what I'm going to do is just pull a few people from the chat room. Everything that I get comes from God, from spirit guides, and from people who've passed over. And I repeat what I am shown. So if things come through symbolically, I'll explain to you first what they're showing me, and then I will explain what it means. I'm always open to people who've passed over. I do not consult the dead, so I don't go looking for them. It's very exhausting to cross dimensions, so I don't want to do that. And it's going to be a late night, so I don't want to put too much energy out there. But okay, so I'm going to start and just give you guys an idea of how I do this. And I'm sorry if the resolution is off. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's because everybody is home from school. I'm not sure. You know, my stream health says it is really great. However, for me, it looks kind of I don't know, foggy or blurry. So I'm not sure what the problem is, and I apologize for that. There's so much noise in my house right now. Okay, so I'm going to start with Susan. And the first thing that I normally do is my camera are your eyes, but I'm not looking in your eyes when I'm reading because I'm looking off into what I'm being shown in different pictures. I'm like the third eye, let's say. And then basically, I try to look at everybody's beach first. And the beach is where my guides have taught me to understand everything, and it explains all these different symbolisms as I come across them. Sometimes in this little amount of time, I'm really not shown the beach. I am taken other places, and everybody goes, "Where's my beach? Why am I not on my beach?" Well, you probably are. It's just that it's a different part of your beach. All right. So Susan, let's get on with Susan here. So Susan Flanagan, the first thing before I even get into your vibe, the first thing that your guides are saying is that your job is definitely about to change. And it feels like your job has some kind of political thing going on. So it's who you know, who knows who. It feels very political, and it may not be dealing with politics, but the political aspect of who you know kind of a thing. And it feels as if this is a situation where unwanted drama is a constant aspect of daily work. And you do what they're showing is currently you doing more than your job description. Now, the great thing is when people come in and they're like, okay, this is my job. And so you go the extra mile and you get your work done and you round off your edges and you make sure that everything is complete. I mean, that's a really great employee. That there's value in that person. However, what this feels like is that that is part of who you naturally are, to go the extra mile. And it also feels like a job that was at one point removed, or somebody that was removed, you are given some of those duties, and it's never really been figured out or taken back. And so you are doing more than what is required of you right now. I also feel that this next aspect of job that comes for you for career is actually going to allow you to use your creativity, whereas right now it might be stifled, and it may simply be the political environment, the politics of how you have to be or how you have to behave or how you have to do your job. And so your ability to be creative or your ability to think outside of the box might be stifled, and this next opening actually allows you to reach people. And I feel as if it's almost as if you would be consulting someone from across the desk or from across the counter. So there is service in what you are doing. And if this is children or somebody that you are teaching as far as a classroom goes, being able to reach them without having someone say you can't do that based on politics will be something special. You know, I liken to what they say to, I sub for our elementary school once in a while, and I'm one of those crazy people. You all know that. And I was with I think it was the kindergarten class. It was the kindergarten class or first grade. And so I said, now we're all going to do the platypus down the hall because they have to be quiet. There's like this zero tolerance for noise in the hallway. So I made them all like go like this, and they keep sticking their tongues out, you know, like that. And they were doing it all the way down the hallway. And all the teachers were walking by and looking, and everybody was staring at me because I was doing it too. But the kids weren't talking. Nobody talked. And then they got tickets for being good when they got back to class. But it's those kinds of things, you know, where I'm loud and I feel like kids need to get, it's basically being, what I guess what they're trying to say or what I'm trying to say is being centered on whoever you're working with. If it's students, be student centered. If it's adult, be adult centered. And by doing that, you're placing what you know best onto the focus of where it needs to be. And if it's customers, it's customer centered or focused. And so this next portion that you're going to be going into is going to really allow you to blossom into who you should be creatively and artistically, which is really cool. Okay. All right. It sounds like your husband, you work at the same company. You know, but I'll tell you what, Susan, your husband actually is someone like that, and he does think out. So he will be a good support for you because the balance that you guys have as far as being able to do something that might be frowned upon, he will be one to be like, go do it. Totally go set the place on fire. Just go do it. I'll totally back you up, and I'll get you out of jail. I'm sorry, but it's that kind of a relationship. So you're going to go bring new things to new ideas, and he's going to support you in all of it, which is awesome. You don't have someone pooping on what you want to do, which is the way to go. All right, which is awesome. Okay, so let me see here. And okay, so we've got Tasha Wirt is finally here, or I'm finally here. It's finally here. Christmas, Tasha. Yes, it is. Christmas is finally. What do you mean it's finally here? It was here, like yesterday was December 1st. And I'm already a month older. Boom, in a month. In like a day, it feels like. Tasha, I'll get right back to you. Well, let me see. I see something, but it's foggy, so I don't want to waste time. I'll get right back to you, though. Jada Harner, you are awesome. Merry Christmas, girl. Jada actually sent me 3 loaves of this awesome bread, banana bread, zucchini bread, and pumpkin bread, handmade. And it is like the perfect time because I have been on a no-carb diet for over 30 days now. So go figure. It went with some wine. It was delicious. And so Jada, really quickly for you, the one thing that I'm hearing is that there is they're showing you kind of going from one side of a bridge or one side of a creek to the next. So figure it's 3 or 4 feet down from the ledge. So it's quite a bit of a drop off on both sides. And there's a bridge down the ways, which you're not taking, and that's poignant. I mean, that means something to me. It means that you're taking a more lesson oriented trip or pathway right now. And you could take an easier route. However, you are going about things your own way. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 stepping stones through the water. So you have to maneuver yourself down the creek side, down the bank, and then you're on the second step right now. However, the one step goes this way, and there is going to be an unexpected step that develops off to your left, and it actually is bigger, and it's set right between you and the other bank. So you're going to be able to go right and go doink doink up, or you're going to go left and go doink up. So it looks like it removes a step for you, and it's a bigger stone, so you actually have the ability to lessen the trips. So somebody upstairs is trying to say, Jada, there's something going on in transition for your life right now, and so you have the what? You can't hear me? Okay, is that better? Can you hear me now? That was my son. He told me that you can't hear me properly. See that? Being told off by my kid. All right, hold on. It's locked in place. I can't move it, Coppin. All right, there we go. Okay, so you are going to have a chance to. Everybody said they could hear me just fine. All right. You're going to have your guides and everybody upstairs are saying there was a bridge given to you and you didn't take that. So you decided you wanted to learn. You want to go this process this way. Well, that's great. You just can't take your time anymore. We need you on the other side of that creek, like right now. So here's a smaller step so you can still try and learn. It's just get there, move, go. So what your guides are saying is they're going to give you an ability to shorten this lesson and shorten this pathway, so take it. Don't try to do something a more difficult way any longer. There's a time frame to keep up. There's people to meet, that kind of a thing. So they're saying make sure that you, when doorways open, you take it. Is that better? Can everybody hear me? All right. Dang it. It is recorded, Jada, so you can hear me. I'm trying to make sure you guys can hear me all right. All right. Is this my Casey here? Oh my gosh. Is Facey Case my Casey? I can't see your picture. All right. All right, good. Is this it looks like Casey. I can't tell. Oh my God, it is my Casey. My Casey is a friend that is now my very good friend who I met at Scaricon. And she's an awesome, awesome person, and she knows lots of people, and she's a fantastic individual, and now I know her too. And all right, I just had to point that out there because she's fabulous. All right. Where was I going with this? Merry Christmas, Stacy. So Luke, it's midnight by you. All right. So Luke, the one thing that I have to tell you really quickly, and Tasha, I am getting to you as well. But Luke, the one thing I have to tell you is that they're showing you walking. It's dark. You're walking down the sidewalk, and you are. I would think it's chilly. You've got a jacket on. Your hands are in your pockets. The breath, I can see a breath. You're on the left side of the sidewalk. The road is to your right. It's nighttime. And it almost looks like from me, I'm walking behind you, and it almost looks like there are people that I wouldn't call people. I would call them more angelic or earth angels. And it looks like they're kind of stopping and talking about you. That's really crazy because I've never seen that before. But what they're saying, one, is that you're on the left side of the road. So you're a logical person. You're a critical thinker. you try to make sense of things before you really get excited about it. You're oh, that's really cool. I really think that's amazing. However, let's look into this a little further. So it's not that you're skeptical. It's just that you like to make sure that before you say something, you're a citer. You cite things. You look things up. You want to know what you're talking about before you spout off. And so there is the right side of the road is completely dark. And so what this is saying is that the risky or spontaneous part of who you are maybe not turned on completely. It may be something that you aren't really one to just jump in. Rather, you would test the waters and things before you actually get involved. Now, they're saying that you want to make sure you're doing this with relationships, and that you are being careful. Is that the right word? Cautious is a better word. Cautious and realistic with them as well, because when you are in love or when you care about someone, you are wholeheartedly involved, and in all other things you want more knowledge, whereas you are more trusting in relationships once you fall. So they're saying that this is a time of being cautious in love, and also, how does that play into that? It's, well, they're giving you a set of keys. There's 5 keys on it. So the 5th of the month, 5 days from now. Cautious in love, critical thinking. It's almost like you can't. Oh, I'm trying to combine what they're talking about, you being on this side of the road and then the other side, and then love and being cautious. And that's why I'm conversing with them, trying to figure this out. And it's almost as if they're saying that you're in a serious relationship, or you're in a relationship, or there's somebody around you where you can't be who you normally would be in love. Like, you have to be more reserved, you have to be more closed up. You can't just be who you normally would be. And whoever that is, that's, don't know. When you find that someone's trying to curtail your natural lovey-dovey experiences, your PDA, whatever it is that you enjoy doing wholeheartedly in relationships, if you find that you're with someone who's going, stop it, no, don't, I don't want people to see me like that. If you've got someone like that around you, or you start to see somebody acting that way around you, off to the curb. Don't stifle who you naturally are, especially of the heart. No, don't let it go. Just let whoever that is go, because she's obviously got some major issues with loving someone completely. Let him go. Okay, so everybody can hear me better now. All right. Now there was someone else. Okay. Oh, also, I don't know if you guys were here, but I just was reminded of that. January 4th, I am doing a private gallery. There's only 20 people allowed. And I'll put this up here really quickly because I forget what's in it. But this is it. It's on January 4th at 8 p.m. here on YouTube. It will be a private gallery. And with that, you get a bumper sticker. You get 2 of my koozies. I'm going to send an 8x10 photograph. And then you get 3 15-minute readings that you can use throughout 2019 for either for yourself, or you can give them away. And it's a $100 package. It's good throughout the year. So if you want it, you can go to godstool.com, and I believe the link is on the front page for that. So if you're interested, it's private and only 20 people. So everyone will be read that night, and it will be a lot of fun. It'll totally be worth it. So yes, let me get back to that. I know somebody posted that. Okay. So Tasha, all right, let me get back to you. So the first thing that I'm seeing for you, Tasha, and it's funny because you're kind of on your beach, and you're not in the water, but you know how when you get up close to where the water is coming in and you dig your toes down and the water comes and washes it all flat and looks like your feet are kind of gone, but they're actually just down in the sand. That's where you are. You're right where the water is rushing up. You're not in the water. You're still on your beach, but the water is coming up waves enough to wash the sand over your toes, and it looks like you just have no feet. So imagine that, there's this feeling of being stuck. So you're on your beach, which represents like security and grounding, but at the same time, your feet are down in the sand, and that's just as bad as wearing shoes. However, the problem is you can't like the shoes you're able to take off. This beach is actually what's enveloping your feet. So this would represent life or the situations that you're in right now, feeling as if they're holding you back completely from being who you are, what you need to achieve, where you want to go. So it's just a time of looking at self, and that's difficult because you end up cutting self down or blaming self. You judge self. I mean, it's difficult because because you are looking at yourself as being the culprit or the problem. That's not good. So I can normally, let me see what I can do here, because I can manipulate people on their beach. It's what I do, it's how I find out more about what's going on. But if I try to pick you up, I can't. It's like the beach has cemented you. So this is something that what you need to do is when you find some quiet time, picture yourself standing there on a beach. You could be laying down doing this, but picture yourself standing there on the beach with your feet in the sand, and then envision pulling your feet out of the sand and backing away from the water. Now, the problem is that your mind will envision this. Your mind will see you pulling your feet out and backing up. But the human part of you, the brain, is going to nope, 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 you deserve to have your feet in there. So boom, you're going to you may try 10, 15 times before you actually completely back out of that. And you have, in order to do it, you also have to tell yourself, I don't need to be stuck here. I shouldn't be stuck here. This is something that will pass. And it's difficult because you're dealing with the spiritual, which, and then if it happens enough, can affect us chemically. And then all of a sudden people are dealing with actual full-blown chemical depression, and catching it soon enough will help you to move through those things and deciphering and just going, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this crap today. I'm not going to be depressed. And it's hard because once depression really literally kicks in, it can envelop a person, and you don't want that. And so you have to look at things and go, it's the end of the year. Things are tying off. Things are dying. And new things are about to begin. And so that's really, Tasha, where you have to be. And you have the power right now to make decisions because you are actually barefoot. I mean, your feet are in the sand, but you're not wearing shoes, which means ultimately you have the ability to sign everything right now. Your signature is going to go on things good or bad. And you have to decide, what do I want to put my signature on right now? What do I want to say that I did that? Me. And so you have to claim it, good or bad. Go through and decide, did I really do that? No, that wasn't me. That was that jackass that did that. Excuse my French. But you know what? I do swear. Y'all are lucky that I haven't done the F-bomb. But I'm pretty self-controlled when I'm doing this. Usually I'm not. It's just I'm a really bad girl when it comes to swearing. However, jackass really isn't a bad word if you're talking about a donkey, I guess. But anyway, kick them to the curb. Let them go. If you can say, I did not do that. That was not me. That was not my fault. I just responded this way to it. So the response was my fault. Decipher. And then you find out what you actually did that needs fixing. And you go, wait, I'm not that bad of a person. I just flipped them off because they were parking in my parking space or whatever you might do, because I wouldn't do something like that. But, okay, so whatever the case may be, don't claim something that's not yours. Make sure you go through the situations. Because I'm looking at everything and I'm going, what has she got going on? A lot of it is that you need to let go of things that are not yours. It's super simple. You just need to let go of things that are not yours. And then be really thankful for what you do have. And you start with 5 senses. And if you've got all 5 senses, you're thankful. If you've only got 4, you're thankful for those 4. If you don't, some people don't have the ability to see or hear. Some people are mute. They can't walk. They can't even go to the bathroom on their own. But finding 5 things to be thankful for will set you straight on the path of just being thankful. And being thankful on really crappy days is one of the best ways you can pull yourself out of a funk. And it's super hard to do. Believe me, I'm human too. There are days when I'm just like, I just need to go to bed. Hey, Laurel, my girl, how are you? You feel like, I'm going to just tell you this right now. You feel like you have some kind of inflammation or uprising of white blood cells. So, no stress for you, girl. No stress. Ester C, vitamin D, keep inflammations down. Even if you have to, take like an NSAID or something, an ibuprofen or whatever you're not allergic to. And Tasha, you're welcome. But right now, especially because it's holidays, we just had a full moon. It was total crap too, just so everybody's clear on that one. Yesterday was a winding down of that. And yeah, not good. So, yeah, but Laura, you just have to like take a moment, at least like 3 minutes a day, and just do some slow, deep breaths in and exhaling through your mouth. Just getting your blood pressure down and getting your pulse down. This will help with your inflammation, and because it looks like white blood cells are on the rise, and you don't want something happening and creating any kind of issues for you, especially right now. You want to stay away from sick people too. So do that. And yes, Lorla. So Luke, you're welcome. And Jada, do you see surgery in the new year? The only thing I see for you, Jada, I don't know if it's you or someone around you, but if my knees all of a sudden felt like they were like rubbing together really badly. So Jada, my knees, my joints felt really, really badly. And yes, Lorla, the full moon was absolutely, absolutely insane, crazy, horrible full moon. And some of those full moons, if you're really sensitive to the cycles, just like tides, how they're affected by the full moon, just by the moon in general. The tides go out and they come in. People are affected. They're sensitive to that pull as well. But when you get the full moon and the new moon going and all these things, your sensitivity to these things can cause anxiety. All of a sudden, you're like, "Oh my God, why am I having a panic attack? Why am I having an anxiety attack? I'm just like, I'm baking cookies. Why would I be feeling that?" And if you look at a calendar, you probably are within 5 days of a full moon or a new moon, because sometimes they're horrible. Sometimes they pass without any issue, but people who are sensitive just feel like they're losing their minds around that time. Lunacy. There we go. I'm a lunatic. That's why. Denise, it's the full moon is the shortest day of the year. Huh. Robert, is someone sending me a message? I might be lost. Yes. Okay, so Robert, hold on. I'm not sure. I don't see. Hi, Carly. Hi, Carly. That's funny. Oh, boy. That's my son's girlfriend. Okay, so I have to go up here because Robert, I'll get right back to you. Um, there was someone else up here who said that they were new, and there was Susan, and I thought there was someone else who said they were a newbie. Maybe not. Okay, I just want to make sure. So, Facey Case. Girl, I'm going to tell you this. As I'm scrolling past and I see your name, you're actually, this is strange because what they're showing is that you are walking up a set of stairs, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's weird. Almost like 5. When I get to 5, it blends into the top. One, two, three, four, five. So five, I'm going to call the platform. But then it doesn't really go anywhere. It kind of goes up and then it curves down. And I think the other side is a slide. I don't believe it's steps. And it almost inclines that way. And to get, it's one of those really tricky video game things where in order to get to that door, you gotta really find a way to lean that way before you go down the slide. That's really interesting. I've never seen that before, but that figures. Um, so the steps. It's funny too because as I'm watching you come up to them, you're walking up the steps kind of sideways. So you take the first step and you cross over as you're crossing up the steps. Now you look like you're about step 3. So 2 more steps. So 2 days from now, 2 weeks from now, something with a 2 because you're almost to the top platform. Um, you really, there's a figuring like you've done this before because you've obviously not made it through the door, you've slid down. So you've figured out I've got to go up sideways and then I have to go as quick as I can to the doorway. I cannot get overcome by this incline or the slide, and no matter how fun that slide was, I'm not going to do it again. And so what your guides are saying is be cautious of your steps, like read the fine lines, pay attention to all of the details to things, and head straight for the door because I don't think you're going to have to really work at the doorway. You're just going to get to it and hang on to that knob and open the door. And the point of it is almost to make sure, does she really want this? Is this something that she wants? Is this something Casey's going to do if she gets to it? They're making you work for it, like making you put in 6 weeks of training before you actually get the job to make sure that you're invested in something. There is an opportunity then, what they're saying ultimately is going to be presented to you that is making you work for it in order for you to appreciate it and really, really want it. This tells me that it's going to be difficult. So if I flip you quickly to your house, which represents you specifically, because every house has a garden, and I need to see the garden. There, when I get to the garden, there's a gentleman there, and you are tall. There's also a tall gentleman here. And he's about, I want to say, as tall as you. So this feels like sibling. This feels like somebody who would be on a peer level, so platonic level. Not an ex, nothing intimate in that respect. So this would be a platonic. And he is standing there, and I don't know why, but he smells like toffee. He smells like caramelized sugar. So I'm not sure if this would have been somebody's favorite snack or treat. And he is standing by your garden. And it's funny because it sounds like he just said you put in 3 weeks, or you've put in. So what he is saying is kind of confirming for me those steps that you've taken, that you've put in time for something. Now, if I look at the garden, your garden is probably 3/4 used or empty. So 3/4 empty, a quarter of that is left. And so what that tells me is that, see, the garden is where God will plant seeds. And he says that, that he provides this. It's where we give of ourselves, not of our wallet or anything monetary. It's how we give of ourselves. And you are very generous with yourself. You're super generous. Your garden is humongous and it's 3/4 empty. But you still have a quarter left to go, which means there's still a last stretch of this part that you're in. And that makes sense too, because we've got like 2 weeks left in December. So that would make sense. So by January, new things will be beginning. And that just lent me into something else that I have to get into before I go. But he is saying that he's going to help support you through these last 2 weeks. Now, this guy that's standing here, I would assume this guy's passed over. This is not somebody who is living. And again, he feels like a jokey kind of, he's kind of like you. He's humorous, and it's a dry humor, and he's sweet, and he's funny, and he's tall, but he feels platonic. So this would be like brother, cousin, friend energy. And he is fun. I mean, he's fun, but I feel he's squishy and supportive, and realistic. He's not a jokester, make fun of you. He's supportive, happy, fun. And he's in brown slacks, and he's in what appears to be a top and some kind of, I don't know if it's a sweatshirt or a sweater. And I'm wondering if his name starts with a T, like Thomas or Tom, something like that. I keep seeing huge T's. So think back, find out if there's someone in your family or someone that is like cousin, brotherly, friend energy that would be working as some kind of an angel around you to help guide you. But you led me into something else that I totally forgot I was supposed to talk about. And then I'll read a couple more people, and then I have to go because I have to go have dinner and wine. And you cannot pass up wine. At least I can't. So especially because it's like cheat day today and tomorrow because it's holidays. All right. So I've never heard this before, and so I'm putting it out there. I may have already done this. I can't remember. It's just all a blur this last couple of weeks. So I've never really heard them say this before, but my guides came and said that 2019 is going to be a year of manifestation. So we all manifest things. I think I already did this, but I'll just tell you anyway. It's a year of to manifest things. And we manifest what we believe most of the time in little spurts here and there. However, what they're saying is 2019 is going to be huge in the way that people are picturing already. Like if you were to see what your life is right now, picture it up here and look at the people, the situations, what your bank account looks like, what your job, like look at everything and the things that you don't want, the people that you don't want, just kind of grab them like this and lovingly push them out of the way. Nothing horrible, just like, you know what, I'm done. I've learned what I can from this situation. I need this. And so then place in your picture what it is that you want for 2019. And it comes down to what you believe that you could actually have. So create the picture and then believe that you can have it. Because that is what they're saying is going to happen in 2019, that people are going to get what they think they deserve. So just think highly of yourself. Think lovingly of yourself. And think of what you want. You don't have to tell anybody what it is. So, huge kind of thing. It's very big. Okay, so let me get up here really quickly. All right, so Robert, the only thing that I'm seeing, and I'm not seeing them clearly, but it sounds like I feel and hear female energy, but it feels more like that it's coming through in a bell or a chime. So I'm not sure. It's my son making loud, annoying, obnoxious noises. All right. But it sounds like bells or a chime. But I'm not hearing any words. I just feel feminine energy, light. But I'm not hearing the words. So somebody's trying to connect, probably more on your level than mine, and they want me to just let you know that. You're welcome, Diane. Ramandeep, hello, how are you? And let me get up here really quickly, just to make sure. Carol Jones, is anybody trying to give me a message? You know, Carol, it's funny because I don't see humans trying to give you a message. I'm seeing a dog that's trying to give you a message. And this dog is actually talking about your sugar levels or insulin levels. So if you have any kind of type 1 or type 2 diabetes or any kind of hypoglycemia where sugar, any kind of let's just put it that way, sugar processing issues, the dog is telling you to watch it and be careful of that and pay attention to it. Maybe stick your finger every now and then, check your sugar levels. Make sure that everything is on the up and up with that. But the dog is what's talking, not a human, not a person. The dog is talking. And this dog must be around for Christmas parties or something, because the dog is, Christmas brings families together, and Families bring drama. It's just the way it is. And the dog is funny because the dog is looking up, talking about people and all the different situations and scenarios, how separate and different everything is around people around you. And it's like bringing together, the dog is confused, looking up. Some people, it's funny. The dog is seeing things from a different perspective, like up. Sorry. But yes, from a different perspective in several different ways. And so the dog is like talking about you specifically and making sure that um, you are taking care of yourself and making sure that you're watching all of those little nuances and idiosyncrasies with your digestion and how your blood sugar works. Okay. Um, I think I'm about done. I have to go, and I wanted to get this in tonight. I did not bring my calendar down with me, so let's think. Where are we? So, mm, this week, Christmas week, I'm pretty much, I think, not doing any readings. However, next week is the first week of the month. I think I have a party that I had planned, and then I have January 4th, which is this private gallery. Sorry, I have something in my eye. It's a private gallery, only 20 people allowed. Everyone is getting read, so get in on that. And you get a whole bunch of goodies that are going to last you a lifetime and throughout the year. And then Thursday is the first Thursday of the month, and that is Beyond Reality Radio. So if you haven't been on that, you can go to beyondrealityradio.com. That is with J.V. Johnson from TAPS and Ghost Hunters, and Jason Hawes from Ghost Hunters, and they host the show, and then I do the 2 hours with them the first Thursday doing readings, and it's a call-in. So get on to my Facebook. I have all of the call information, the phone number information on that. And then also you can get on to YouTube. You can also, let's see, I think JB streams it there too. So if you go to youtube.com/C/JB Johnson, I like his YouTube page. And then also Taps Media by JB Johnson is the whole show is streamed on there too. So you can get in the chat room because during live breaks, when the show is not on the air, it's syndicated, so you guys can listen to it all the way across the country. During breaks, when they have commercials, I get into the chat rooms and I read people in the chat. So it's 2 hours that flies by, and the phone numbers are on all these places, so you can find that out. Laurel might know the phone number. I don't know. She's always on the BRR. I don't know who else is here. Jada, I think Jada is also. So if Jada has the phone number. Otherwise, you can go to, like I said, beyondrealityradio.com and get that information. So that's what's happening there. And then if you go to my website, I have all of my YouTube streams dates in the events page. So you can do that. And then I will also, if you have subscribed here, it'll pop up for you. So make sure you subscribe and like in my Facebook page. There's a private group that I do galleries and things on there. It's been crazy. So you can go to the private group. You can request to get into that and find some like minds and people who are trying to spiritually grow as well as develop their own gifts of being able to help others and see and heal. And so I just want to thank you guys for being here tonight. Let me just scroll through here really quickly. So, yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. God bless everyone. And happy holidays, happy Hanukkah. And I think Hanukkah's over, I think. It's just a pleasure always being here with you guys. And I look forward to seeing your names and everything. And again, go to my godstool.com, check out the events page, and I update it all the time with the new events that are cropping up across for the whole new year. So it's going to be exciting, and again, enjoy and safe. Safe is the key, right? Safe is the name of the game. So make sure you're safe and that you are getting rides and giving keys and taking care of family and loving one another, and only listen to the good things. Don't listen to the bad things. So have a great, great, great holiday and a happy new year. And I will talk to you guys all soon. Thank you so much for listening tonight. Take care. Good night.